We're back.
Yes. We're sorry for the delay, everybody. Just trying to. Here's the evidence from what we captured from the BArbour house here. Can you all see the videos there?
Yep.
Oh, right. So.
Here with us now.
Cat ball going off on the bed.
Are you enjoying that we've been here together?
Can you turn that flashlight on again? Just so I know it's you?
So just to understand, in this video, we have investigators Brian, Braden, and Andrew here. On the bed, we have a few different devices, the K2, REM pod, and the cat ball. And we are upstairs trying to communicate with the few spirits, and the cat ball was lit up.
Enjoying
There you are.
Are you enjoying the time that we've been here together?
Mm-hmm.
Here with us now. The mag light actually works a little bit better. That's why it's still good.
Please don't be afraid of us. We don't mean any harm.
So in this video, you will hear us talking, and then you will hear what sounds like a little girl that says hello.
The mag light actually works a little bit better. That's why it's still good.
Please don't be afraid of us. We don't mean any harm.
Okay, that one. Can you say one of our names? video, you'll hear us talk session, and you'll hear one of the investigators' name being said. Can you say one of our names? And the name was Braden. So in this video, you will notice a flashlight on the dresser here. And this is an investigators, Melissa and Richard, doing the SDS method with the headphones. And you'll see that the the flashlight seems to interact with them.
Can you talk to Richard now? Alright. Thank you.
Soft.
I hear you. What do you want to tell us?
Can you turn the flashlight beside me on in here? The one that's in here, can you turn it on?
Thank you.
No.
On this video, it's very hard to hear, but this is where we caught the sound of footsteps. And I do want to show you guys real quick what another investigator caught.
Andrew, as you're queuing that up, can I say something about the footsteps?
Sure.
So as he's getting ready to show the next clip, when we finally went to sleep, and I use the term sleep very loosely, the next morning about 5 a.m. Three of the investigators, Andrew, Brian, and Braden, slept on the second floor in basically the library area. And Melissa and I slept downstairs on the first floor, essentially facing the staircase. And it's 5 a.m. We're we've had a long night, and we're getting ready to get a few hours of sleep, and we're kind of preparing for that. And the accessible restrooms were on the second floor, where those three were getting ready to go sleep. And they were kind of getting ready and using the restroom, and then got settled in. And I saw that the lights were off where we were sleeping. I could see up into the second floor and the landing and where the library was. And a few minutes later, I'm still awake, kind of winding down, and I hear footsteps again walking on that second floor landing, no lights on because they had already turned the lights off to go to sleep. I hear footsteps. I hear the bedroom door open going in there. Right. And so I'm awake and, kind of just listening, assuming it's someone else, going into the bedroom to use the restroom. And I never hear the door open again. And it's certainly close enough that I can hear that, because it's an open staircase and landing. And, but I hear the footsteps continuing, even though the door did not reopen again and never did reopen again. And I'm confident that it wasn't them because they had all used the restroom before getting a few hours of sleep. And over the remaining, probably the next hour and a half, I continued to hear the footsteps. And, honestly, because I'm facing the staircase, just waiting for someone or something to come down the steps. Out of sheer exhaustion, of course, I finally fell asleep at some point, but I did continue to hear the footsteps. We did monitor the audio and the video. We actually had 2 cameras set up on that landing, but I don't think that strangely enough, that we caught anything because they were definite. Unfortunately, it was just me. Melissa, I think, had already fallen asleep. had already fallen asleep, but they were very clear footsteps, and the door, what sounded like the bedroom door opening and closing. But then, me fully expecting someone else to come back out and go back into the library where they were sleeping, which never happened. Yet the steps continued. Anyway, just an interesting, really interesting personal experience, in reference to your foot, the footsteps that we're trying to catch.
Yeah. And it's really hard to hear on that particular audio. But some of the claims that area, that location is footsteps. But let me go ahead and play this recording that Richard caught on his recorder and Melissa. I'll play it and let them explain it to you.
And point in that direction. Julia, are you happy with the life that you live and the legacy that you left? You are when you went through broad towards the stairwell. If you are unhappy, will you please point towards the desk with the lamp?
Okay.
Still kind of gives me chills hearing it now. 2 weeks, 2 weeks later. Go ahead.
So this is what I was referring to earlier when we first started speaking. The first room that we went in to investigate was the library, which is on the second floor. And we had been interacting with dowsing rods and kind of, we discerned that we were speaking with Julia BArbour. And Destiny was asking, various questions. And at this point, this recording, in the moment, none of us heard this response. But when she asked her, to point the rods in one direction if she was happy and point them into another if she was unhappy, you can hear at the very end there, after she says unhappy, you can hear a woman's voice and a whisper say what sounds like happy, like this. So maybe we can play it again and see if you can actually hear that as well.
Rods and point in that direction.
This is where she's going to ask.
Julia, are you happy with the life that you lived and the legacy that you left? you are, will you point to the broad towards the stairwell? If you are unhappy, would you please point it towards the desk with the lamp on it?
So you can imagine for us as you know how exciting that is as investigators. You know, in an otherwise completely quiet room, and you know, obviously something that we at the time did not did not hear at all. So to encounter that and feel fairly confident that we have an authentic EVP there. There was no noise pollution, and it's in kind of direct response to the questions that are being asked. It's super exciting as an investigator to catch that.
What did you think, Andrew?
I thought it was pretty good. You definitely hear what sounds like the happy from more of a little girl in there. It's more like a whisper than anything. But yeah, and that was Destiny on there too, asking the question.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely pretty interesting. And we got a lot of indications that there's definitely a girl up there in the attic, and we caught her multiple times, including one which you can hear the screams. But yeah, definitely. We believe that there is the little girl. Definitely, it's been pretty active. We caught her multiple times. Then we have the in the attic, and then the library. We caught the shushing, which indicate, I believe that's more of a older woman, perhaps. We are not able to get any kind of names. We just were able to confirm that there's a woman at least and a little girl. Now there have been reports about other children up there, but as far as from our investigation, we were not able to get anything else. So yeah, I think it was a great investigation. And let me just kind of go down here. Take a moment. So, yeah, we're getting here to our final conclusion here. We have posted a lot of your guys's or our evidence on their page, on our Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, which you guys can definitely listen to at any time. So, like, once again, had definitely believed that there is some sort of paranormal activity happening in this. We have got evidence of a little girl and a woman there. Once again, we have not got any names officially. And it's definitely a pretty interesting home. A lot of history, some dark history too with it. And we're looking forward to returning. Do you guys have any kind of thoughts on the location before we wrap up here?
Yeah, certainly to echo that, I think we both agree. A lot of activity. We didn't feel that there was anything malicious or dark there. Despite those feelings of heaviness at times, but that we through our discussions and our research as a group about the history of the house, that makes sense because like you mentioned, Andrew, a few times, that there is somewhat of a dark history, at least during certain certain periods of the house's history. But yeah, and I agree as well that there's a portion of residual, but there definitely appears to be some intelligent activity as well, based on you know, the responses that we got that, you know, were too spot on with, you know, with answering our questions, you know, whether it was from the spirit box, the REM pod, flashlights, you know, even
Dowsing rods.
yeah, the dowsing rods, even through, you know, EVP, you know, we multiple times, you know, caught the direct responses.
It was really fun, and it was
Yeah.
a great experience, and yeah, it was really cool.
Would
It was
love,
good to meet you guys. Of
yeah,
course.
and would love to go back. You know, would love to go back for a second investigation.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. To unlock more mysteries. So, general consensus of this location is that it definitely has activity, but we need to go back to see if we can collect more evidence. At this time, we're gonna kind of close this case and move on to the next. We want to thank everybody for supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Thank you. Live video is ending here on Facebook, and I'm going